Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Jennel Garcia from The X Factor.
We're catching up with her on her thoughts about the unfortunate elimination, but you will be seeing more of her. Trust us. So it's bittersweet because I'm happy you're here, but it's a little too soon.
Yeah.
So the X Factor did their first double elimination last night.
Yes.
And shockingly, it was you and Lyric 145. I mean, were you just as shocked as the entire audience was?
I was.
Especially you weren't in the bottom two.
Yeah, I've never been in the bottom two, and I was, last week on the ranking, I was right in the middle. So, I mean, I thought that maybe somebody below me could have been in danger last night. I was definitely shocked for both groups.
And you had to sing for your life with Paige, which was one of your group, people in your group. Was that what was going through your head when you went to do that?
It was so hard to fathom that I was in the bottom two. It was really weird because I got such high praise from the judges the night before. It was just shocking, and it was hard to take in and handle in just a couple of literally minutes right before you go on. It's you gotta take it all in. Like, you are in the bottom two, like, you need to sing for your life. You have about 10 seconds to get.
And then Demi had to make the decision between her two people, and she chose you.
Yeah, and I think that was, even though I didn't get the most out of the judges, even though I was going home, I feel like she was the most important one to say my name. Whether the other three said it or not, she was the most important because she's the one who's worked with me from day one. She's the one.
You could tell she had such a bond with you.
Yeah.
She was like, "I love you." She was crying.
Yeah.
Whereas, she really felt like it was genuine. How she felt. So where do you go from here? What would your fans expect of you as an artist?
My goal from day one coming into this competition was to put rock music back on the radio, sung by a girl. And that's my goal. I'm gonna work as hard as I possibly can.
I want to talk about the rankings because, it's new what they're doing on the show, giving the rankings each week. Did you feel like it made you less confident? Do you feel like it actually pushed you more? And how do you think all the other contestants felt about it?
It definitely pushed me to work harder this week. And it was also hard to work hard this week because
You had tonsillitis this week.
I have tonsillitis.
So sad.
I know I sound like I'm croaking every time I speak.
You couldn't tell when you sang, you couldn't tell.
But yeah, I have tonsillitis. My whole throat was inflamed, so that's already tough. But I sing a song that was completely out of my element, and they knew that. I feel like singing a song that was out of my element and then being in 7th last week made me work harder. Like, it made me want it more. It's not so bad because I wasn't at the bottom, but I wasn't at the top either, and that's where everyone wants to be.
Right.
So my goal was to get there this week. Didn't work out, but I worked for it, and at least I can say I worked for it and I didn't give it.
And you could tell. You have the passion.
I'm not walking away saying I worked half-assed. I gave it my all.
How much say did you actually have? Song choices were obviously a huge thing.
The past couple weeks I had a lot of say in what I was doing, and last week was a really tough week because I had a completely different song chosen, and it didn't work out. So I chose I Love Rock and Roll about, I think, maybe 2 days before the live show. And the day of the live show, because the song was so boring and so typical, for me singing it, we had the day of the show, literally like 2 hours before I went on, we changed the whole second half of the song. We made the song longer, and that was definitely crazy for me. But
I would think that's tough to change day of or right before, and you have to suddenly rehearse. And
definitely, it's stressful, and it's hard to cover that up when you're on stage. It's really hard. But this week I didn't have a say in what I sang at all because I had another song prepared that I was in the beginning of this whole thing, they said, give us a list of songs that you want to sing on this live show. And I gave them a list, and the song my second choice of song, which was personally my first choice, was on my list. And it was one of the top songs on my list, so I was like, of course I want to do this song. We made it like a complete different version of the song. It was amazing, and I fought for it, and I ended up doing Proud Mary. Demi thought that primary was a good choice because, it's really popular and, a lot of the moms are the ones voting. And I guess I said, it's hard to take on Tina. It's really hard, especially when you're the first one in the show. And it's easy to forget.
Because you were first, and Aaron was first the last week, and then he was in the bottom too. Do you think that almost is
that's definitely
a disadvantage?
It's definitely a disadvantage. It doesn't matter how big you open the show, it's always hard to go first, unless you're Emblem 3.
They just don't care.
They just have these girls wild over them, but Demi wanted me to go back to the Brown, and she wanted me to do primary, and it didn't work out, but she's human. She's new at mentoring, and I respect her for trying. She tried, and it was really hard for her too. This whole thing is hard for her because it's a challenge for her. I feel like it didn't work out this week, and unfortunately I don't have it next week, but I also have a whole career in front of me. And she, even though certain things I disagreed with her for the past couple weeks, but she's made me so much stronger. She's taught me so much that I feel like I'm ready to take on the world.